There is a specific kind of exhaustion that has nothing to do with physical labor. It is the exhaustion of the runner who is not moving. It is the fatigue of waiting for a text message that hasn't come. It is the mental calorie burn of rehearsing a conversation that hasn't happened, trying to calculate the perfect combination of words that will finally make someone see your value. We have all been the chaser. We chase approval. We chase romantic interests. We chase friends who have slowly drifted into the periphery. We chase ghosts. And the paradox, the cruel joke of human psychology, is that the faster you run towards someone, the faster they instinctively run away. Physics dictates that two objects cannot occupy the same space. When you lean in too far, the other person must lean back to maintain their equilibrium. But why do we do it? Deep down, chasing is not an act of love. It is not an act of ambition. It is an act of confession. When you chase, you are confessing to the world and to the person you are pursuing that you believe you are empty. You are shouting without saying a word that the value is over there inside of them and that you are starving for a scrap of it. You are the beggar at the feast, and no one respects the beggar. They may pity him, they may toss a coin, but they do not invite him to sit at the head of the table. Today, we are going to dismantle the psychology of the chase. We aren't going to talk about playing hard to get because that is a child's game. We are going to talk about the Stoic art of Autarkeia, self-sufficiency. We will explore how to stop running, how to stand still, and how to build a gravity so immense that you no longer have to beg for attention. You simply exist, and the world adjusts to you. But be warned, by the time they finally come back, you may find that you no longer need them. Let us look at the mechanism of the chase through the lens of Marcus Aurelius. He wrote often about the concept of the inner citadel. To the Stoic, the self is a fortress. It is complete. It needs no external reinforcement to stand. When you chase someone, you are leaving your fortress. You are opening the gates, lowering the drawbridge, and running out into the open field, defenseless, begging an invader to come inside and tell you that your castle is worth living in. Psychologically, this creates a dynamic of repulsion. Think about the last time a salesperson followed you through a store. Can I help you? Do you need this? Look at this feature. What was your visceral reaction? You wanted to leave. You wanted to escape. Why? Because their neediness felt like a demand. Their desire for a sale felt like a tax on your freedom. Relationships function on the same economy. When you text too much, when you over-explain yourself, when you seek constant validation, you are signaling scarcity. In economics, things that are abundant and easily accessible have low value. Things that are rare, difficult to obtain, and self-sustained have high value. By making yourself constantly available by chasing, you are artificially lowering your own market value to zero. The Stoic does not play games with value. The Stoic understands that their value is intrinsic, not speculative. It does not fluctuate based on who is looking at them. Epictetus said, "If you want to be respected by others, the great thing is to respect yourself. Only by that, only by self-respect will you compel others to respect you." Notice the word compel. He doesn't say ask for respect. He doesn't say negotiate for it. He says compel. It is a byproduct of a state of being. To make them come to you, or more accurately, to reach a state where it doesn't matter if they do, you must invert your entire operating system. You must move from a dynamic of seeking to a dynamic of building. The root of chasing is the belief that you are a puzzle with a missing piece and that this other person holds it. If I can just get them to love me, I will feel worthy. If I can just get this mentor to notice me, I will feel successful. This is the lie. The Stoic approach requires you to accept a hard truth. You are the only person who will be with you from birth to death. Everyone else is a visitor. Parents, lovers, children, friends. They are travelers passing through the station of your life. Some stay for decades, some for minutes. but none of them are the station. When you chase a traveler, you abandon the station. You let the walls crumble, you let the tracks rust. To stop chasing, you must embrace solitude. Not loneliness, solitude. Loneliness is the pain of being alone. Solitude is the glory of being alone. When you are comfortable in the silence of your own company, you lose the smell of desperation. People can sense when you are okay on your own. It is intimidating, and it is incredibly magnetic. It signals that you are not looking for a host to feed on. You are a sun generating your own gravity. Consider the power dynamics in any negotiation. The person who is willing to walk away holds all the cards. In your social life, you likely practice over-functioning. You carry the conversation, you make the plans, you apologize for things that aren't your fault just to keep the peace. You're terrified of the silence. The Stoic practice here is the discipline of non-reaction. If someone pulls away, you do not grab their arm. You let them pull away. You treat their absence with the same neutrality as their presence. This is not the silent treatment, which is a manipulation tactic designed to punish. This is genuine, indifferent silence. It is the silence of the mountain that does not care if the climber comes or goes. When you stop reacting to their withdrawal, you break the pattern. They expect you to chase. They expect the dopamine hit of your desperate attention. When you deny them, the two things happen. 1. They are forced to sit with their own feelings without you as a distraction. 2. They realize you are not under their control. Suddenly, you are no longer a sure thing. You are a mystery. And human beings are drawn to mysteries. There is a metaphor, often misattributed but profound nonetheless. Do not chase butterflies. Mend your garden and the butterflies will come. This is the core of the strategy. Chasing is an external focus. Gardening is an internal focus. Instead of spending 3 hours analyzing a text message, spend 3 hours reading a difficult book, lifting a heavy weight, or mastering a skill. When you redirect that energy into your own competence, your own body, and your own mind, you undergo a transformation. You become high resolution. You become vivid. People are drawn to competence. They are drawn to passion. They are drawn to people who are going somewhere. If you are busy building a life that you are obsessed with, you don't have time to chase. You become the train leaving the station. People have to run to catch you. And here is the beautiful part of the garden metaphor. Even if the butterflies do not come, you still have a beautiful garden. You win either way. That is the Stoic safety net. Your satisfaction is not dependent on the outcome of the social interaction. It is dependent on the quality of your character. We must end with a warning. The title of this video promised you a way to make them come to you. And if you follow this path, if you build your fortress, if you embrace your solitude, if you invest in your own garden, it is highly likely that they will. We see this all the time. The ex-lover calls when you finally move on. The distant friend reaches out when you stop trying to impress them. But here is the catch. By the time they come back, you will be different. The version of you that needed their validation is dead. You killed him. You killed him by starving him of the attention he craved. The new you, the Stoic, you sees things clearly. You might look at the person you once chased and realize they are just a person. Flawed, ordinary, confused. You will wonder why you ever ran so hard. You will realize that the prize you were chasing was never them. It was a sense of wholeness you were trying to extract from them, and now that you have generated that wholeness from within their approval, is just a surplus. It is nice to have, but not necessary to survive. This is the ultimate freedom. So stop running, plant your feet, look at the horizon, not at the people walking away from it. Let the silence do the heavy lifting. If they return, the door is open. If they do not, the room is still warm.